With the introduction of the new A7S by Sony, for the first time we have a camera with this size and this price range that can actually record S-Log. So I felt that it's important to distinguish between normal flat profiles and S-Log. Allow me first to explain what is S-Log. If we come to this slide here, this line here represents the screen's dynamic range. Most of the screens you're going to be using on a day-to-day basis, your TV, are going to be adjusted to match the Rec. 709 color space, which have a certain dynamic range. On the other hand, if you look at the camera dynamic range, most cameras are capable of recording a dynamic range that exceeds the screen's dynamic range, which means that the camera records way more stops and way more information than what a screen can display. So camera manufacturers had to come up with a way to try to retain all this information into the recorded file. So they introduced curves. And curves, in a very simple way, they're just ways to try to squeeze the stops or the information from the camera into the same color space of the recording formats that happens to match the color space of the screen, which produced very flat images. This is a flat profile. This caused a small problem. Notice the way it was implemented. The highlights are compressed and the shadows are compressed, and way more data is being given to the midtones. S-Log tries to rearrange these stops, giving the same amount of information to every stop, regardless whether these stops were in the highlights, midtones, or shadows. And that is what's so unique about S-Log. And it's very interesting that it's introduced in such a small body and a low price point like the A7S. Now, notice these two images here. The one on the right was shot with S-Log, the one on the left was shot with a normal flat profile, with the same lighting and camera, of course. Notice how the highlight rolls off really fast, blowing things out in a very artificial way, a video-ish way. Things just go from being midtones to being highlight and blown out really fast. But if you look to this image, it's more noisy, but at the same time, the highlights roll off happens really gradual. Just take a look at the blade here, take a look at how the colors are just gradually going from midtones and slightly going all the way to highlights. Notice that the exposure is roughly the same. And this is one of the best things about S-Log. It just allows you to have the same amount of information in the highlights, midtones, and shadows, rather than just getting all the information in the midtones and just giving way less information to the highlights and shadows.